Last week, Microsoft shipped a two-line pull request that silently rewrote 1.4 million commit messages on GitHub. The change adds Copilot as a co-author of your code without asking you, even if you never used Copilot, even if you turned every AI feature off, even if you handwrote the message yourself. I know that sounds like a conspiracy theory written by someone who just learned what Git is, but this is real. The pull request is Microsoft/vscode #310226. 2 lines changed, 48 comments, 372 thumbs down merged in 9 hours. The setting is called git.add co-author. The default flipped from off to all. And now, if you've installed VS Code in the last 2 weeks, your repository contains evidence of work you did not do alongside an AI you may never have spoken to. So today we're looking at how a product manager at Microsoft accidentally invented copyright fraud as a service, why 1.4 million commits are now legally radioactive, and how one config flag exposed the entire psychology of the AI hype cycle. First, the technical part: a Git commit has a body and a trailer. The trailer is the chunk at the bottom that looks like email headers, signed off by fixes, reviewed by, and the cursed one, co-authored by. That last line is sacred. GitHub uses it to attribute pull request credit. It shows up on contributor graphs. It changes who legally wrote the code. The Linux kernel community treats forging a signed off by line as a fireable offense. So when Microsoft decided that Copilot deserves a co-authored by trailer on every commit it touches, that wasn't a UI tweak. That was a claim about authorship, and Microsoft made the claim louder than any developer I've ever met has ever wanted. It is May 3rd, 2026, and you're watching indiehacker.news. The pull request was opened by Courtney Webster. Her bio reads product manager at Microsoft working on VS Code and GitHub Copilot. So this is exactly the person you would expect to ship this. The PR title is, quote, enabling AI co-author by default. The description is empty. There is no design doc. There is no announcement. There is no migration path. There is just a config value flipping from off to the string all and a corresponding fallback in repository.ts changing to match. 48 engineers showed up in the comments and asked variations of, hey, did anybody think about this? White Quark, the silicon designer behind the open source FPGA toolchain Glasgow, summarized the room with 8 words. Quote, what the actual fuck is wrong with you? Vizor, an open source contributor, was more measured. Quote, this borders on fraud. Claiming co-authorship is a legal statement with legal implications. Mark's office wrote, quote, let us inject our own name into every commit, even for users who never used Copilot. The PR was merged anyway. 9 hours after it was opened. Here's what actually happens. You install VS Code 1.118, released April 29th. The Git extension boots up. It reads the config value git.add AI co-author, which now defaults to the string all. When you stage a change and write a commit message, an internal hook fires after you click commit. But before the commit object is finalized, that hook checks whether any AI feature touched the working tree. The check is generous. It includes Copilot completions you accepted. It includes Copilot completions you rejected. It includes inline suggestions that you canceled by hitting escape. And in the worst confirmed case, it includes commits where the user had set chat.disableAIFeatures to true, manually deleted the auto-generated commit message, typed their own message, and committed. The trailer was injected anyway after the commit was reviewed. After the user clicked confirm, the author you saw on screen was not the author that ended up in your Git log. If you don't believe me, search GitHub for the literal string co-authored by Copilot. Right now, today, that query returns 1.4 million commits. Alex Yumashev, the founder of the help desk software Jitbit, ran the same search last weekend and tweeted screenshots showing the count climbing. Other developers checked their own repositories and found their commits poisoned. One contributor named Yang Jie posted on the GitHub community forum that the auto-generated commit message had been replaced by hand. The trailer reappeared in the final history anyway. The most upvoted reply from a developer named Mohammed was the workaround. Add the line git.add AI co-author :off to your settings.json. 89 thumbs up. Microsoft engineer Dmitry Vasura responded on May 2nd, admitting the obvious. The feature should not activate when AI features are disabled. The feature should not attribute non-AI changes. He committed to a fix in version 1.119. The fix shipped 17 days after the bug. Here is the part that should keep Microsoft lawyers awake. The US Copyright Office has ruled repeatedly that non-human authors cannot hold copyright. The most recent affirmation was Thaler versus Perlmutter in 2023, which means a commit signed co-authored by Copilot is legally a commit where part of the work is uncopyrightable. Some companies already require AI-generated code to stay under 30% of any file just to keep their code base protectable. Microsoft just spent 2 weeks injecting a copyright disclaimer into 1.4 million commits on behalf of customers who did not consent into repositories where the implications have never been tested in court. The fix is one line in your settings.json. The lesson is bigger. Every default in your tool chain is a vote about who owns your work. And right now, the people writing those defaults are product managers who measure success by Copilot attribution counts. So pin your settings, audit your Git log. And maybe stop letting an editor that needs to be paid for narrate your own commits. The full daily breakdown is in the Indie Hacker newsletter. Link in the description. This has been indiehacker.news. See you in the next one.